just having some cereal, got some Special K fruit cereal. I've got a coffee, latte style, lots of milk. Oh my gosh, it's a bit loud. And I also have an orange juice on the side as well that I'm going to be sipping on too. Try my best not to make some noise here, so we're just going to jump straight into it. I don't know how long this video will be because there's not a lot of food, but there goes the cereal there, some milk in there, and it's just like bran flakes with bits of, I guess, like desiccated fruit, strawberry, cherries, I believe. I think, actually, is it cherries? I don't know. I can't remember. It's red berries anyway. I don't have a lot of milk in there just to keep it a bit more crunchy. Hope you're all doing well. I've got videos to catch up on because I ended up taking kind of a week off for a couple of reasons. One, to use up some of the older videos that I've got from back in the old place, and two, my back flared up again. Yeah. Decided probably doing the exercises that the doctor gave me. Not the physiotherapist, technically. But, yeah. I just wasn't in like a great mindset to make content. But I'd managed to make some content before that. I don't know, call it intuition, but something in me was like, I need to make more than usual this week. So, I did. Maybe this isn't connected to the right microphone, I might just check. Rip if it isn't. Properties. Yep, Yeti. That's good. Just seems a little bit more quiet than usual. It's obviously morning, I'm having my breakfast. I was meant to be playing in a game this morning, but it got cancelled. So I thought I'd take the chance. Do a few things. I'm going to try and catch up, as I said, with some video making this week. So if you have any ideas, let me know. I'm trying my best to keep with the daily schedule. content ideas that I want to put up, but I don't want to space them out, if that makes sense. I have the time for it. Usually, anyway. That's why I tend to make them like in a couple of days. I'll do like a bulk of videos for the following week or so. Sometimes it doesn't always work out that way because I could do like say 3 solitaire videos, but they won't always be for that week. Although having said that, it's very frequent that I ever do that. I have done like made a bulk of them. Like I think I did 5 solitaire videos where it's a little bit bitter. I did a bulk of solitaire videos so that but they were designed to be like put out on a week where I just didn't have time to do a solitaire video. And the reason why that's the case is because I like to do one with the cards that have people's names on it. So to avoid like 3 weeks of the same video when someone's put a name on the card like 2 weeks previously, I had this separate deck of cards, the original cards I was playing with, and had them as like spare videos, just in case like a week I wasn't able to play a game. Oh my gosh. Does anyone find coffee to be a laxative? Makes you want to go to the toilet for a dump. I certainly do. I don't know if it's the caffeine in it, but that doesn't really make sense to me. Because, I mean, maybe it is, but like, I drink a lot of tea, and I don't find it makes me want to go for a shit. Hopefully you're not eating whilst watching this video. Well, for most of you, it comes out in the evening, so. But then again, people watch them at different times, don't they? Oh, I find coffee so interesting. Any kind of energy drink, really. I don't find it actually gives me much energy. Like, yeah. It's still the same baseline. At a certain point, it just makes me tired. And again, that could be like the drop, but yeah, I don't feel like I get an energy boost from really anything. I'm just kind of perpetually tired. I think I'm just used to it at this point. Like right now, I could go to sleep. I've slept for 9 hours. I went to bed earlier, and I woke up and I'm like, yeah, I could have a nap. I don't know, maybe I probably should go to the doctors about that. Sounds like it could be something like an actual like neurological condition of some kind. If not something hormonal or chemical. I don't know, maybe I'm just using buzzwords. Yeah, very nice coffee this actually, now that I've had a few more sips of it. I'm used to the flavouring now. I put sugar in there and I couldn't taste it, it just tasted very bitter to begin with. I think I might have got a clump of the coffee granules then. Wow. Dissolved, jeez. Took me a hot second there. I'm going to try and make a video, maybe if not today, at some point this week, for that new book that I got. Just like doing a little flip through. I know the page turning videos don't really get that much traction. People don't really seem to care much about them. In all fairness, they've all been whispering. I think I haven't done a gum chew with them, so maybe I'll do a gum chew and see if people enjoy that more. Doesn't really make a difference to me. So yeah, I want to go through it and have a little look. I've not actually looked through that book. I know the contents of it, but I've not actually sat down and read through it yet. So I might just like look through and stuff. either. I don't think. Except think of a way that a party of 2, technically it will be 3, won't get TPK'd. I need to go in and probably reduce some numbers of enemies, which is a very fair thing to do. There's a party playing, if you're unfamiliar with this, playing the module called Lost Mine of Vendova. Technically it's the Shattered Obelisk, which is the new sort of version of it. But yeah, they're playing through that. They've got to a place called Crackmore Castle. But this campaign has had its fair share of people dropping in and out. So it initially started with 3 players. Initially started with 3 players. They were together for maybe 3 or 4 sessions. Then another player joined. They played together as a group of 4 for one session. The session after, one of the original players missed, and then he left after that. I mean, it was supposedly for schedule changes, which very fair could be, or other situations coming up. Some people are too awkward to say the real reason sometimes, but that's okay. Like, you know, it sometimes just doesn't work out. But so all I can say is I have to assume that it's true. Anyway, it's not really that big of a deal. But then it was down to 3. They did another session together as a group of 3 again, but one of the players was a newer one because the other one had left. They got through a section. Then one of the other original players has a friend who wanted to try D&D, so after that session I had a call with them and we had a little chat about the game. And actually I think they did 2 sessions together as a group of 3, and then after the second session there was I had this conversation with this new player, and then he was set to join the week after, but we didn't end up playing that week because the non-friend newer player, so the one that replaced the older one, was away and couldn't run that week. So, was it that? No, actually, I tell a lie. I think it was. So another player was actually on holiday, but I knew I'll be honest, I'd forgotten that was the case. And then so that was. So we missed that session, and then the week after, the newer player couldn't make it. Not the friend, but the one that replaced. So it was a group of 3 again. Bearing in mind I was still playing these other 2 characters, because I don't like have characters just disappear or vanish unless the reason that a player left was something bad. But if it was like, schedule changes, or I'm just not vibing with the campaign, that's fine. I'd leave the character in there until a logical point of leaving. But if it is a reflection of some kind of like issue or trauma, like we pretend the character doesn't exist for the sake of it, which I have had to do a couple of times in one campaign actually. But that aside, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so it was a group of 3 again, 2 original players, and now one of the original players' friends. We play a couple of sessions together. He's played 3 of them, and then after the 3rd he had to leave, which I knew that it was only going to be a matter of time, and it was up in the air whether or not that game was going to continue, because technically it went back down to 3 in total. However, the original, the newer player that replaced the original, he was like, I can't make it to like basically sessions for a while. Maybe I should leave, and I said like, well, there's not like there's not like people like trying to get into the game at the moment, so that place is open for you. You don't have to like leave officially. If you think that in the future you'll be able to join back and you're okay with that. And he has already played the first chapter, the first module or adventure in this module. So he knew the Lost Mine of Phandelver is the second module he was looking forward to. So in reality, if he missed like the entirety of that campaign, it actually isn't that deep. But it is for the players who would no longer have that character. So anyway, the point being, it went back down to 3, effectively 2, because this player wasn't around. And then a player from a more recent game I started joined, and now it's back to 3. Anyway, the point I'm making here is that they've got to this Crackmore Castle, and effectively there are two players, 3-player characters at this location, and then I will have to bring in this other person. But the way in which this Crackmore Castle is positioned, like it will just wipe them. It's not very well balanced for 3rd level, because all the characters are 3rd level. Like, you've got a bugbear in there, you've got a bunch of hobgoblins, which are okay, but it's 4 goblin bosses at the entrance. And it is swarming with enemies, including a Grick and potentially a Grell, and it's like, that's just ridiculous numbers for a 3rd party to deal with. So, like, theoretically, the point of that, or the most successful parties that have dealt with that have been infiltration parties, but the problem is they didn't take the time to properly infiltrate and investigate. Also, the guy with heavy armour snuck up through the entrance where the goblins were just watching. Like, no matter how stealthy you are, if you walk through open terrain, you're going to get seen. Like, you could roll a natural 20, get a total of 30, 40, who knows. But no matter what, you cannot hide in open terrain. It is impossible. So, well, unfortunately, he got spotted, and now they're, like, probably going to get TPK. I'm trying to think of a way to deal with it. I might have them, if I don't really want to, like, pull my punches, but at the same time, I have to, like, respect the fact there's only 2 of them, technically, and this 3rd character who's no longer there, and potentially another one, but I don't know, I'm going to bring them in. But, like, it's going to be very, very hard to not kill them because of how many enemies there are there, and it feels unfair, and I don't want to be unfair. I want it, like, in my opinion, like, part of your role as a GM is to balance it accordingly to the group. That doesn't mean let them get away with making silly mistakes, such as dashing up to the front, but that castle is designed to fight, and unfortunately, it's not balanced for 2 players. So yeah, I will probably play the 3rd character, and if they die, they die, but we'll see. No, in my head, if they get down, they're not going to get killed. There's no way they'd kill them. They'd probably, I probably have them taken hostage, and they'll wake up in the cell, or in the room with Conjure in their possession, stripped from them, and then that'll make an interesting thing of them. How do they get out? How do they defeat the goblins now? But they're going to ultimately probably be sold off to the spider, who is like the villain. And I've done some changes. I've taken some inspiration because the two adventures in Shattered Obelisk are not connected. They're not connected in the slightest. So I can't believe I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, they're not connected. So I saw a Reddit post about a way to connect them by turning the spider from a drow into a gith, and connect him to the gith crash that you find later in the Shattered Obelisk. And his purpose for being here is because he's searching for Wave Echo Cave and one of the shards of the obelisk that is there, and he's trying to get to it rather than the actual cave itself. is like the way they go cave and the Forge of Spells is like a MacGuffin. It's not really the goal. Instead, the spider is after the shard of the obelisk that is being kept there. And I think that's kind of interesting. And then at the end of the adventure, they already get one of the shards, and then start to realise like they recognise this material. They've seen it around Phandalin, maybe, and then that might prompt them into the investigations in the second adventure. I think that's a kind of a cool way of going about it, in my opinion. I'm going to have some orange juice because I've not had any of that during this video. I want to prove that I'm a healthy boy. Oh, it's dark. Oh. After the coffee, that is dark. Wow, that's a wake-up call. So, I don't know how many people that watch these videos actually into D&D and stuff. I know there are people that watch the other D&D content, but this is obviously not a D&D content video. So, I don't know. Maybe you'll be interested in hearing about it or something. But I'd like to know if any of you watching right now have played the Shattered Obelisk and stuff. Oh, that is very, very nice. I think I'll finish this orange juice and then start to wrap up the video. Alright, there we go. Delicious. So that's gonna wrap us up for the day, I think. So thank you very much for listening in. Go and drop a like if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it. Please subscribe if you did enjoy. If you're watching it this far, that means you probably enjoyed it, or you hate watched it. Why? Why would you do that to yourself? Go and check out some of the videos on the side. Oh, look at them, they're popping up right now, isn't that cool? Technology, wow. And I'll see you in whatever video comes next. Take care, bye bye.